What is up, everybody? My name is Coach Lay. This is going to be episode 1 of Mississippi Track and Field. This is a weekly little YouTube video I'm going to do where I highlight upcoming matchups, upcoming races, top performances from the week before, any records that were broken. Been wanting to do this for a while, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. We got week 1 of the indoor Mississippi season coming up this weekend. So we've got meets going on the 6th and the 7th, both in Birmingham. A good amount of Mississippi talent going to be represented at those meets. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So first up on Saturday, we've got the Magic City Invitational. Then Sunday, they got the Winter Indoor Grand Prix. Both of them are at the Birmingham Crossplex. Saturday's Magic City Invitational was a lot more of a high school affiliated meet. That one's just Mississippi schools and Alabama schools, but still some of the best Mississippi schools are going to be represented at that meet. Definitely the race of that meet is going to be the 60 meters. We got a lot of the big name short sprinters in the Mississippi ranks going to be going head to head in that meet. In that 60 meter, we will feature guys like Omarion Wade, Chad Boyd, Marcus Garrett from Tylertown. Some of the top returning indoor 60 meter runners from last season are expected to be competing in that meet, or at least they're in the entry. So that 60 meter race should turn up a pretty fast time early in the season. Obviously, a lot kind of depends on how much these kids have been able to train already this early in the season in winter. But Clinton and those teams, those are teams that are training year round. So they expect a fast time to come out of that 60 meter dash, including the 60 meter hurdles, which again, Clinton has Carter Parks, who's slated to race in that race. So he's a guy that's been very close to breaking 8 in the 60 meter hurdle. So expect a big performance from Carter. Sticking with the Magic City Invitational, we also have Adam Tucker, who's returning. He's slated to race on Saturday in the 400 meter. He's a top returning 400 meter runner from both the indoor and outdoor season. So he is slated to race this weekend. So let's see if he can put up a big indoor 400 to start the year. And in the jumping events for the Magic City Invitational, we've got some Clinton jumpers, Jonah Banks and Jimmy Bowie, who are both some of the top young prospects, because both of them are both younger jumpers for Clinton. Jonah Banks jumped 6'5" as a freshman in the high jump, so expect kind of a big year from Jonah Banks. And Jimmy Bowie was one of the better long jumpers last season, again, as another youngster for Clinton. So Clinton always producing those big time field events and sprints, mostly the sprints. They even have a 50-foot shot putter that's slated to compete this weekend, and Mr. Kilbrew in the shot put. So Clinton kind of dominating the men's ranks in the entries for the Magic City Invitational. Let's go ahead and talk about the women that are slated to compete in the Magic City Invitational. For the ladies, we'll start with the field events. We've got Taylor Finley, who is slated to jump in both the high jump and the long jump. She is a youngster also for Clinton as well. She jumped 5'2" as a freshman for Clinton, as well as over 17 feet in the long jump. So she's the #1 seed in both of those events is Taylor Finley. Clinton producing some field events this year. Kind of in this last season, they didn't have as much in the field events, did Clinton, but they're definitely reloading. And it looks like this season they've got some kids that can compete in those events, because they've also got Jemiah Ivory, who is one of the top returning indoor triple jumpers and outdoor triple jumpers. So Jemiah Ivory is also slated to compete for Clinton in the field events. On the women's side, I know on the guys, we said that the 60 was probably the race to expect the big performance from. On the women's side, it's going to be the 400 meter. We've got Lamaya O'Brien and Kamaya Monger, two of the fastest returning indoor 400 meter runners from this past season, going head to head in that Magic City Invitational. So we could see an early sub 60 in the 400 meters coming out of the Magic City Invitational. So definitely some good teams. South Haven is going to be there. Clinton, like I said. So we've got Meridian. Some of the fastest sprint schools in the state for the Mississippi ranks are going to be headed to that Magic City Invitational. So that one is going to be taking place on Saturday. So definitely going to keep your eye, or I'm going to keep my eye. You guys should keep your eye on the Magic City Invitational for the sprints, because there could be some fast times coming out of that event. Both meets really don't have any distance runners competing, any notable ones for both the Magic City Invitational and the Indoor Grand Prix. A lot of the top runners are still competing in national cross-country meets and stuff like that. So don't expect a whole lot from the distance side of things this weekend because of so much still going on with cross-country. But the jumps and the sprints got some big-time performers coming this weekend. Now for Sunday's Indoor Grand Prix, it's a little bit more of a, I guess you could say, an AAU-style kind of meet. Teams from all over the country. I think I saw like 219 teams are entered for that meet. So teams from all over the country. This one, the Magic City Invitational on Saturday was more of a high school affiliated meet with just Alabama schools and Mississippi schools, but the Indoor Grand Prix is going to be all over different age groups as well, broken up by age groups. So definitely more of an AAU style meet for the Sunday meet. That meet features just a couple of Mississippi teams, but it does feature some of the top returners from last season, including the big name Skyland Hunter, the defending Massa 7A triple jump state champion. He'll be taking to all 3 of the jumps this weekend, where he's slated to compete in the long jump, the high jump, and the triple jump. So Skyland Hunter last season was on the verge of breaking the indoor state record in the triple jump. So expect a big performance from him. He's got some heavy competitors, a couple dudes that are slated to jump further than he is. So could see a big triple jump from Skyland Hunter, and he's also slated to do the high jump where he's the highest seed. That the state record in the high jump is 6'8". He's jumped 6'7". So you could also see Skyland Hunter take down the high jump record as well. And on the women's side for the Indoor Grand Prix, we've got D'Iberville's Kaylin McKenzie. She's the two-time defending MASA state runner-up in the long jump. So she's somebody that's been a perennial podium finisher in the state ranks these past 2 seasons. She's slated to compete in the long jump, triple jump, and high jump, as well as the 400 for the first time in her career. So look for Kaylin McKenzie to have an early statement this season in the sand jumps and in the high jump as well. She was one of the top jumpers all around last year in the state of Mississippi. So expect her to start her indoor season, her senior season, off to a high note. Not too many, like I said, not too many Mississippi teams in the Sunday version of the Grand Prix. That one is a much grander meet that has a lot of teams coming from all over the country. But like I said, we still have some of the top returners from last season slated to compete this weekend. So I'm excited to see if we can get some big performances this early in the season. But those are the highlights of this upcoming weekend between the Magic City Invitational and the Indoor Grand Prix. The other part of this video that I kind of wanted to do was talk about and headline maybe the people that I think could be the Mississippi Indoor Performers of the Year for both the men and the women. So I guess we'll start off with the men. And the men's side, to me personally, I think it's a two-man race. I think you got kind of that perennial talent of Andrew Brown of Tupelo. Last year, he had an absolutely incredible season all around, indoor and outdoor cross country as well. I think he was the Gatorade Player of the Year for cross country last year as just a sophomore. So, but just talking about the indoor ranks and indoor stuff, last year I think he came up just short, like I'm talking milliseconds and seconds of the 2 mile and mile, the 1500, 3000, whatever records from last year. And that 1500 meter school or national state record for Mississippi, I believe, is from like the 80s. It's George Kirsch's record. He went 4:14 something, and Andrew Brown went 4:14 something. So he is very, very close to having 2 state records to his name for indoor at both 1 mile and 2 mile, I guess we'll call it. And Skyland Hunter is the other side of that, the senior from Ocean Springs. He is also in his 2 respective events, in his 2 best events in both the high jump and the triple jump. He is also in the ranks national all-time to breaking those state records. He's number 2 all-time in the triple jump. He stands at 47.4 indoor, and the state record is held by Sterling Scott, who jumped 50-foot flat at nationals a couple years back. So he's very close to breaking the indoor triple jump record, and his personal best in the high jump is 6'7", and the state record in the indoor is 6'8". So 2 guys that are on the verge of breaking state records in their 2 best events. So I think it's really a 2-man race at the top there for the Indoor Performer of the Year for Mississippi. But I do think that Dwight Palmer, who I guess I've been told is transferred to Clinton, I think he is a dark horse, a sleeper for having a very good indoor season. Very good at 400, very good at the sprints. I think he's a guy that could be a kind of sneaky good, he's a guy that could have a sneaky good year for the indoor season this year. So those are the 3 that I've really got my eye on. I think at this point in the season, going into the season, haven't seen anybody perform yet. Is Tupelo's Andrew Brown, Ocean Springs, Skyland Hunter, and Clinton's Dwight Palmer. And on the women's side, again, maybe a 2-man race here, or a 2-woman race. You got Charvay Gibson and Lily Overby. Distance and jumps here, also with the sprints with Charvay Gibson. Charvay Gibson, obviously, a lot of us know who she is. Had a huge, massive outdoor season last year to end the year. But also does have the state record in the triple jump and is 2nd all-time in the long jump. So another girl that is on the verge of breaking state records, re-breaking state records, is Charvay Gibson. Also a very good hurdler as well. So Charvay Gibson is a girl that I think maybe is the favorite out right now to begin the indoor season. And then Lily Overby, I mean, what more can you say about that girl? That girl had an absolutely incredible state meet last year, just like Charvay Gibson did last season. A girl that I think can do some pretty crazy things in the distance events. Another girl that could also have her name at some state records. I know Cora McGee has the majority of the distance state records when you talk about distance in the state of Mississippi for the women's side of things. But Lily, if I'm not mistaken, just committed not too long ago. I think it was Mississippi State. I could be wrong on that one. I have to have a double check, but I believe she is headed up into the big time ranks in the college with her college commitment. So Lily Overby and Charvay Gibson are 2 people that I think are the 2 front runners for who I would expect to be the Indoor Performer of the Year on the women's side of things. Also a little bit of a dark horse would maybe be like a Jashira Harris, JJ Harris. She is a girl that has been dominant in the outdoor ranks at the short sprints and has had some solid 60-meter races indoor. So that's a girl from Pearl, JJ Harris from Pearl, that I think could have a little bit of a sneaky here in the indoor ranks for the women. And that'll conclude this first video. It'll be a little bit more put together, I promise, the next time. I was just a little bit rushed into this one. Was kind of waiting for entries and stuff for that, like that, and they didn't close till yesterday. So I wanted to just at least put this video together so it was at least out there, and then we can kind of have a little bit more of a consistent schedule the coming weeks. So some big time things could happen this weekend in Mississippi. I'm excited. I'm expecting some solid performances in both the jumps and the sprints. So I'm excited for what's to come for this upcoming indoor season. We've got some really big heavy hitters, and I'm excited to continue to put this product together and see if we can turn it into something. All right, I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.